If you can't take a week off without your phone blowing up, this video is for you. I'm Jacqueline Jensen, a professional EOS implementer working with business owners across North Metro Atlanta and Georgia. Before I became an implementer, I was a general manager running a country club with 120 employees working 70 to 80 hours a week, and honestly wondering if I'd ever get out of the mess I was in. So when I talk about feeling like the business is running you, I'm not guessing. I've lived it. Today, I'm walking you through the 5 signs that your business has taken control of your life, why this happens to almost every entrepreneur at some point, and what you can actually do about it. This isn't about working harder or pushing through. It's about recognizing that you need a different approach, a system that lets you run the business instead of the business running you. Sign number 1. You can't take vacation without everything falling apart. Let me paint a picture. You finally book that family trip you've been promising for months. The moment you land, your phone starts ringing. Questions you've answered 100 times. Decisions that should be easy but somehow require your approval. Day 2, you're working from the hotel room while your family is at the beach. Sound familiar? This happens because your business doesn't have clear roles, documented processes, or real accountability. Everything flows through you because you're the only one who knows how things actually work. One of my clients described it this way. My organization is a van hurling down the highway at 60 miles an hour, and I'm running behind it, trying to grab onto the back doors that are flying open just so I can feel like somebody's driving it. When I was managing Horseshoe Bend Country Club, I couldn't step away either. Every decision came back to me. Staff would wait for me to show up before solving problems they were perfectly capable of handling. Why? Because we didn't have systems. We didn't have an accountability chart that made it crystal clear who owned what. We didn't have a shared vision that helped people make decisions when I wasn't around. Here's the truth. If your business can't run for a week without you, it has an organizational system problem, and that's fixable. Sign number 2, your phone never stops ringing, even on the weekends. It's Sunday morning, you're trying to have coffee with your family, and your phone rings. It's a team member with a question, then a text from another employee about scheduling, then an email from a vendor. Before you know it, you've spent 2 hours putting out fires that could have waited or been handled by someone else. This happens because your team doesn't know how to solve problems without you. There's no issues list where people can capture obstacles and bring them to a structured meeting. There's no issue-solving track such as the IDS process, which stands for Identify, Discuss, Solve. That gives your team confidence to handle issues on their own or as a group. So instead, they call you every time. Let me be clear. Your team isn't lazy or incompetent. They're operating in a system that hasn't taught them how to solve problems. And when the system is missing, you become the system. That's exhausting, and it's not sustainable. In Georgia, I work with trade businesses, family companies, and hospitality teams where this is the norm. Owners carry their phones 24/7 because they believe that's what leadership requires. But great leaders don't carry all the weight. They build systems that distribute the weight across a healthy, capable team. Sign number 3, every decision still comes back to you. You hired smart people, you've got talent on your team, but somehow every decision still lands on your desk. Should we order more inventory? You decide. Should we hire this person? You decide. Should we change this process? You decide. It's like being the bottleneck in your own business. This happens when there's no accountability chart. Not an org chart, but a chart that clearly defines who's accountable for what and what it looks like to win in each role. Without that clarity, people don't know where their authority starts and stops. So they default to asking you, the owner, because it feels safer than making the wrong call. I see this all the time in family businesses. The owner loves their people, but roles are fuzzy. Responsibilities overlap. Nobody wants to step on their toes, so everything escalates to the top. The owner who wanted to empower the team ends up making every single decision, even the small ones. Here's what changes when you implement EOS. You create clear accountability. The accountability chart shows who owns sales, operations, finance, and every major function in the company. People know what they're responsible for, what success looks like, and when they have the authority to decide without checking in. That's when you stop being the bottleneck and start being the leader. Sign number 4, you're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week with no end in sight. Let's be honest, you didn't start this business to work yourself into the ground. You started it for freedom, for control, maybe to build something meaningful. But somewhere along the way, it turned into a second job that never ends. Early mornings, late nights, weekends, you're exhausted and you can't see a way out. I lived this. At 28 years old, I was managing 120 employees, overseeing millions in renovations and working 80-hour weeks. Everyone had an opinion about what I should do. My actions were constantly criticized. It felt lonely, overwhelmed, and honestly, I wasn't sure I could keep going. I loved the work, but I was burning out fast. This happens because there's no operating system. You're winging it, reacting to whatever comes, firefighting instead of leading. And without a system, the only way to keep the business moving forward is to work more hours. But more hours don't fix a broken system. They delay the inevitable. When I discovered traction and self-implemented EOS in 2019, everything changed. We got clear on vision, we built accountability, we started running on data instead of gut feelings, we solved issues using IDS instead of letting them fester, and guess what? I got my time back. Turnover dropped by 34%. We more than doubled our profits in less than 3 years, and we had more fun doing it. That's what an operating system does. It gives you leverage. It turns your team into a machine that runs smoothly even when you're not in the room. And it gives you back the life you were trying to build in the first place. Pardon the interruption, but if you're finding value in today's video and you'd like to book a 90-minute meeting to learn more about EOS, I'd love to connect with you. Click the links below. Now back to the video. Sign number 5. You've tried everything and nothing sticks. You've read the books, you've listened to the podcasts, you've hired consultants, you've tried new software, new meetings, new strategies, and for a week or two, it feels like progress. Then it fades. The team rolls their eyes at the next big thing. Nothing sticks. And you're right back where you started. If that sounds familiar, you're just normal. This is one of the 5 core frustrations that Gino Wickman, the creator of EOS, identified after working with thousands of business owners. It's the feeling that everything you're trying isn't working and you don't know why. Here's why. You're treating symptoms, not the root cause. A new piece of software doesn't fix a lack of vision. A new meeting structure doesn't fix accountability. A motivational speaker doesn't fix broken processes. These are Band-Aids. What you need is a complete operating system that addresses all 6 key components of your business: vision, people, data, issues, process, and traction. EOS isn't a flavor of the month. It's a set of simple, practical tools built on timeless principles that have been around for 100 years and will be around for 1,000 more. Over 300,000 companies worldwide run on EOS. It works because it's complete. It's not one tool, it's a system where every piece fits together. And here's the best part. You don't have to take my word for it. You can test it. Read traction, try the free organizational checkup at EOS Worldwide, or book a free 90-minute meeting with me, and I'll walk you through exactly how EOS works and whether it's the right system for you. So why does this happen to good leaders? If you're feeling any of these 5 symptoms, I want you to hear this. It's not your fault. You're not a bad leader. You're not failing. You're just missing a system. And most business owners are in the same boat because no one teaches you how to build an operating system. You learn how to sell, how to serve customers, how to manage cash flow. But nobody teaches you how to organize human energy, align your team, and create a business that runs without you in every meeting and every decision. According to business experts, every business owner needs 3 things for optimum growth and success: a coach, a peer group, and an operating system. The operating system is the foundation. As Kiera Fenderson, CEO of the Ambition Studios, says, businesses need operating systems to keep everyone focused, on track, and accountable in a unified manner. Without that system, you end up with the 5 signs we just talked about: control issue, burnout, endless hours, nothing sticking. It's predictable and it's fixable. What's possible when you fix it? Let me tell you what changes when you implement an operating system like EOS. Your team gets on the same page. Everyone knows where the company is going, what their role is, and how success is measured. Meetings become productive instead of painful. Issues get solved instead of ignored. Decisions happen faster because people have clarity. And you, the owner, get your life back. I've seen it in my own family business. I've seen it with my clients. One client told me in November of 2024, we're succeeding in spite of ourselves. By July of 2025, they said, this is the first time in years I feel hopeful. And in December of 2025, location number 7 is planned to open. By February of 2026, location number 8 is on the horizon. That's what happens when you combine clarity with accountability. Real growth and hope return to the business. Another example, I work with a family-owned business in Georgia that was stuck. The owner was working 70 hours a week, the team wasn't aligned, and profit wasn't growing even though revenue was up. After implementing EOS, they built their accountability chart, set rocks for the quarter, created a scorecard with leading indicators, and started running level 10 meetings every week. Within 90 days, they had more clarity, better communication, and real momentum. The owner told me, I finally feel like I'm leading instead of reacting. And the power of a system, it's magic. It's structure, discipline, and tools that work together. How to get started if you're sitting here thinking, this is me and I need help. Here's what I want you to do. First, let's take an honest look at your business. Are you experiencing one or more of these 5 signs? If so, you're not alone and you're not stuck forever. Second, read the first chapter of Traction by Gino Wickman. It's a foundational book that explains EOS in plain English, and I'm happy to send you a complimentary copy. Just send me an email. Third, take the free EOS organizational checkup. It's a simple assessment that shows you how strong or weak your business is in the 6 key components: vision, people, data, issues, process, and traction. It takes about 10 minutes, and it'll give you clarity on where to focus. And fourth, if you're ready to explore whether EOS is right for your team, book a free 90-minute meeting with me. We'll talk about your business, your challenges, and whether EOS can help. There's no contract, no pressure, just clarity. And even if you decide not to move forward, we'll walk away with at least one actionable idea that you can use right now. Your business doesn't have to run you. You can take back control. You can build a team that executes without you micromanaging. You can have a life outside of work, but it requires a system. Not more hustle, not more hours, not another book that sits on the shelf. A real operating system that brings clarity, accountability, and traction to every part of your business. I'm Jacqueline Jensen, and I help Georgia business owners run better businesses so they can live better lives. If this video resonates with you, hit subscribe, drop a comment below, and let me know which of the 5 signs hit closest to home. And if you're ready to take the next step, visit my website and book that 90-minute meeting. Let's figure this out together. Thanks for watching.